proud of you boys for being able to make that jump. Knowing what are you gonna do?
It hurt.
Yeah. You got to give a little backstory. Because these boys did an 11-mile run yesterday, and they're a little sore.
And it's high here, a lot of altitude. Everything is high here.
Wow! Well, I think it's time for me to make this official. Aurora, Denver, and the surrounding counties, please. A warm, drugged-up welcome for Mr. Jensen, Ackles, and Jared and Jensen. Hello, Denver!
Hi, guys. Thanks for welcoming us into your town.
A real quick round of applause for the band.
Hey, Borja, Billy, this one's for you.
Never gets old. No, it just got old.
It's so dark out there. Any newbies back there?
Well, welcome.
So far, so good.
You guys had a good time this weekend? It is. I will say that the one report we kept getting is that Denver, though it might be a slightly smaller crowd, it is the liveliest of crowds. So whatever you're smoking, keep it up.
I think, and this is just putting it out there, I think we should come back. You're listening, right?
To be honest, I'm not sure they agree with you. That's
I'll convince you later. I'll convince you later.
all right. Well, let's get to some Q&As, shall we? Q&As.
Love it.
Which way you want to go? You want to go that way? You want to go that way?
Q&A is one of the only words that begins in Q and doesn't have a U as the second letter. Always the Q words.
Why don't you tell them all about the sterile mule while you're there?
I just read this, so correct me if I'm wrong. But so arguably most of us are Homo sapiens, yes? So genus Homo, species sapiens. So what separates species is whether or not you tend to mate together and if you can produce fertile offspring. So horses and donkeys look more similar than bull terriers and Great Danes. However, horses and donkeys can produce offspring, a mule, but they're sterile. All of Colorado just went like, yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. I realized like a bull terrier and a Great Dane can produce fertile offspring.
This was 90% of our conversation yesterday.
I think it's a cool, I didn't know that. learned that. My sister bought me a book.
Well, listen. When that question in Trivial Pursuit never comes up, you'll be able to answer it.
Check. Mules are sterile. Is the upshot.
They knew that, apparently.
I'll crawl back in my shell. Love you, Beth. Love you, Beth. Hello. My daughter, her favorite word is hello. She'll say hi and hello. My daughter, even though her dad is big, she's on the smaller side. So she's a year and a half almost, but she looks like she's just under a year. And she's the cutest little peanut on the planet. But she'll be like in a stroller and you'll be like, oh, look at the little baby. And she'll go, hello.
You gotta do the full thing. And she's like, oh, cute little baby. And she goes, hello.
Hello, what you want? And then, oh dear God, she's
Cuban. Hello, how are you doing? It's like Triumph the insult dog.
Correct entries. She's like, hi, hello, hi. And she sticks her tongue out when she says her L's. So she's like, hi, hello, hi, hello, hello. And people are like, oh my God, she's talking at 2 weeks. She's cool too. All right, without further ado, hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
I did not want to be here. My husband put my...
Sweet, how are you?
No, I wanted to be here.
Did you lose a bet? I don't understand that.
And then I had a picture with Jensen, and my students got that picture. I'm a teacher.
So again, you're being forced to do this. I hope it wasn't
I'm
painful.
gonna do my best. So far so good. No, this
Okay.
is great. This is amazing. This question comes from my husband. We were just wondering, pet peeves on the set. Biggest pet peeves.
No. Jensen is not. I love to tease him. My pet peeve is doing anything more than 17 times. Some might say my pet peeve is doing a 18th take of anything. So all I have to do is go for Richard and I can get a rim shot.
Yeah, that's very accepted on this stage.
There aren't a whole, I mean, we, by and large, we don't have time for pet peeves on set. I guess and this sounds kind of ridiculous to be in a job that requires repetition and is repetitive, but I think if I were to have a pet peeve, it would be when everything goes well and then it's like, perfect, let's go again. Well, what do you mean? What was wrong? That was great. What do you want me to change? Nothing. So, why are we going again? Let's just do it again. Why? We have 4 more scenes, and we have to be out of here by 4 a.m. Like, what are you going to do when at 12 midnight when we're supposed to be out of here?
You know what they're gonna do.
Just hustle. Hurry. Yeah, I think as actors, our job is primarily, they joke, hurry up and wait. We're paid to know our stuff, show up on time, put our marks, put our wardrobe on. So I feel like when you put me into the game, it's sort of like an athlete. I'm happy to practice, happy to rehearse, but when you put me on the court or on the field, I'm there to play. So if I do it, let's move on. Like, don't keep me doing it. This is game time. It's time to make something happen. So I get frustrated, I guess, sometimes if I have to do something too many times.
I guess my pet peeve would be not getting it right and wanting to spend more time doing something. You know, because even though we might have had it perfect, who knows if the next time might be even better. And, generally with me, I strive for that, and I want to push myself, and I want to excel, and so each time I get an opportunity to do so, I find that I rise to that challenge. And it's a real pet peeve of mine. When I'm given an opportunity,
So no, I totally agree. I think what you're trying to say is, I think to clarify, my pet peeve is high standards. So I find if you set the bar low, then you can just kind of keep going. Hey, moving on. I didn't say the right words. Who cares? Moving on.
That was passable. Yeah, you know, look, to be honest, the show would not be where it is and would not have gone as long as it has if we got annoyed by things and if we let things bother us. We keep it pretty fun and light on our set, and I think that's one of the many things that has helped us continue doing what we've done for so long. We truly do enjoy working with the people that we work with and telling these stories and playing these characters and you know, if anything, a pet peeve would be Jared leaving his gum on the table for no reason.
It still has flavor.
It doesn't. It's used.
Have you chewed it?
It's done.
Have you ever tried it?
You know what? It was a perfect gum. Move on.
I find more layers. More stories, more talent, more flavor.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
so much.
Sorry about all the bets you lost.
Hi.
Oh my god. Okay. First of all, it's like staring into the sun.
That's good.
No, oh my god, I'm breathing. Okay. So I was going to ask a very base question, but I think I'll actually class it up a bit.
What? No. Your second question sucks.
Know your audience. Know your audience.
You know my base question. Where the hell's the sex gone? But anyway, but Classy D says, is there a plot line or is there something that has happened on the show that you have done as your character that you really feel was maybe thema to who your character actually is?
I killed my wife.
Technically, I killed her. You just held her down.
Fair enough.
Semantics. Interesting.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Care to give an example?
Yes.
Thank you for your question.
That was the yes or no question, right?
Just tell me where the sex is gone.
You can't sneak in the second question. You orphaned your first question. You can't sneak it back in. Just easy. You know, I've been vocal about this, and so there are a few ways I view your question, and maybe it's justification having done the show for so long and having done things that I thought were sort of antithetical to who Sam is. I think one of the storylines that sort of upset me as a fan of the show, but I understood as a fan of storytelling in general, rhymed with Amelia. I didn't think it fit Sam. She's amazing. Leanne is a wonderful girl, and the writing was great, but it made me sad to see Sam leave the idea of finding Dean. That having been said, it was good storytelling, because I'm fairly certain it elicited some sort of reaction or feeling from 90% of the people who saw it. No one just watched it like, oh cool, I'm just gonna watch this.
Season 8 was angsty, but I love that.
It was which?
It was angsty, but I loved it.
Angsty? Angsty. Oh, don't all talk at once.
You know the angsty, the basis of every other CW show. I'm gonna get in trouble for that now. That's what I do for a laugh, guys.
Thanks, guys. We just got canceled.
Thanks, we just got canceled. Appreciate that.
But it's
Jokes are bad.
so yes, there have been times where Sam has done things differently than Jared hoped he would have done them. That having been said, I think it plays into the narrative of the entire story. It fleshes it out a lot. Even if I don't want to agree with something 100% of the time. If for no other reason than by having some sort of discourse and disagreement, you can find how you really feel. So I'm grateful, I guess, for the things that Jared was pissed off doing as Sam.
I think you and I both, we run into those issues, like if there is something that maybe the character is scripted to do that we may as the actors not necessarily see eye to eye with that direction. I'll give you an example. I thought that Dean came around in accepting Jack a little too quickly. With as stubborn as he was in accepting him and wanting to rid the world of him, I thought that turn was pretty quick. And it went against kind of my instincts. However, we needed it to happen so that we could move the story along. And because we don't have 60 episodes a season, which I'm sure they would want us to do, we could probably have dragged that out a little longer and made that more of a story point, but we didn't, and here we are today. And I'm happy with where we ended up, but I thought it was a bit of a shortcut to get there.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought when you killed the Frankenstein boy, that was fun.
Yeah.
But thank you. I like your answer as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi. I was wondering if either of you have had supernatural experiences in your real life, or if you were interested in the supernatural before you started the show.
Good question. I feel like, so I'm a pretty realistic sort of guy, but I have had some weird things happen in my life that were inexplicable. I wasn't super interested in the supernatural before I started doing the show. I'm no more interested now, necessarily.
He knows too much.
I will say this, I forget where I was the other day. I think I was in some valley with my family or something, and a pot fell off the counter. And they were like, "It's a ghost." Oh yeah, it was a ghost. And I was like, nah, if it's a ghost, they're not gonna show up where I am.
Thank you.
Norton? No? Yeah, I certainly think that 13 years on this, playing these characters has given us a false sense of power around the unexplainable. That being said, I, like Jared alluded to, am similar in the fact that I would like to think, and I usually think that there is some sort of a reason behind pots falling, windows opening, doors closing, all of that stuff seems to be, maybe if I can't find an explanation for it, I'll just think that there is. I don't jump to the paranormal as my first explanation for something like that, but then I go to that, I'm like, well, if it is, they just walked into the wrong house.
Hi.
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 Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so
Hello.
nervous right now. I got to take a picture with you. It was awesome. So, I have been a fan of this show since day one, since the pilot
so sorry.
aired. I fucking love you guys.
F-bomb alert. F-bomb alert.
I'm sorry, I had to say it. Jared, I want to thank you for your Always Keep Fighting campaign.
One serious note, our Always Keep Fighting.
I don't want to cry, I want to get this out. I have had a really hard couple of years, the past 2 years. And I was looking online at the creation because I knew you guys did this con.
and I saw you guys were coming to Denver, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna make this happen. I had so much going on in my life, too much to tell you, and I made the plan to come here, and I am so incredibly grateful to be here for all the experiences I have had. And I want to thank you guys because you have done this for 14 years. You have been Sam and Dean. You have been in my life since I was 16 years old. And I just really want to say thank you. So, my question is, are you more likely to turn around in a crowd if you hear Sam, or if you hear Jared, or if you hear Dean, or if you hear Jensen?
First off, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Glad you're here.
Thank you for letting us be a part of your life.
Yeah. For me, I'm not sure. I know only because it's difficult to talk about yourself. It's so sort of objective, you know. But I know that if, like, I'm hanging out, Jensen or whatever, or concert, and I yell Jensen or Dean, he doesn't respond. But if I yell Eric Brady, it's like
It looks a lot like this.
Jensen, Dean, Eric Brady. Me, I'm not sure. Raggy?
Where's the frosted tips?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Somebody coming in?
Thank you.
I will say that there is a certain difference in if somebody yells Jensen or somebody yells Dean, and the difference is subtle. But this is what it would look like. You yell it out.
Yeah, Jensen.
That's one. Here's two.
Dean.
And it works very similar for him.
Furthermore, well, no, I mean, as a objective third party, the difference is even further than just physical. It's vocal. Give me a Jensen Dean.
Son of a bitch.
It's just the
But
nuance.
it's really just the nuance. You gotta look for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you.
So whenever Jensen is crawling through these tight places or vents and stuff, I can't watch because I get claustrophobic. So my question for you
What
both,
about when Sam crawls through tight places?
You're at home doing research in the Middle Olympics. Well, I'm out there fighting things. It's saving I know I got that a little wrong. I didn't start off going down that road, but I ended up going down the road anyway, so Hi. Yes. Yes, there have been some tight squeezes.
yeah. So my question is, have either of you faced your fear on the set of Supernatural, or have you been put in such an uncomfortable situation that you can't wait to get off the set?
I mean, bees is kind of the classic answer because they threw 60,000 actual bees into a closed-in room with us. That was unsettling. I have a weird, I think like when I was a kid, I got spit on by a bully or something. I have a weird deal with spit, with being spit on. And there have been 2 times in supernatural history where Sam was supposed to be effectively spit on or drooled on, and I can't do it. I literally cannot do it. One was the siren or whatever, the guy who was supposed to spit. And I was like, I can't do this, guys. And we have to do like a cut, and I have to put it in. And I just have a weird, like I'm gonna punch you. Like you'd punch me in the face, and I'll be like, hey, what's your problem? You spit on me, I'm gonna kill you. In case you know, in case you need to know. So the next one was, there was a time where there was like a witch in a house or something, and she tackles me, and she's drooling onto me. Zombie? A zombie. Whatever it was, I was like, guys, I feel really bad. I can't do the scene tomorrow. Like I can do all around it. You can put some stuff on my face with my makeup artist or whatever, and cut back to me and it's on my face. But I can't have something coming out of somebody else's mouth hitting me in the face. And so they called in my stuntman, my carpenter, to have it done. And I saw him the next day. I was like, Carby, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's great. Like I'm getting paid to like come in. I don't give a shit. He's like, just maybe being hit by a car or something. So literally, that's the only times I think on set that I've literally been uncomfortable. That, and luckily we don't do too many of these, but sex scenes are really weird because, well, but you have these guys and gals on the crew, and you know them, you know their wives and their husbands, you know their kids, and then you show up and you're basically in like skin tone underwear, like, hey man, how you been? Oh God. It's weird. Those are 2 weird situations for me.
Yeah, I obviously don't have issues because I'm the one that gets put in all those situations. Claustrophobic, heights, creepy dolls.
Creepy dolls.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of go somewhere mentally, and recently there was a hole that was dug in the ground that I had to dive into, and the hole, it was last year, and the hole was I think it was about 6 feet deep, and it was at night, and there was no light down there, and it was a fresh hole, and all the things that came with a very fresh dug hole in the night that you couldn't see, but you could just feel. And so I went down there during rehearsal, and it was... He spends most of his time in the gutter. And it was one of those like, gosh, I don't really want to do this. But then they yelled action, and I did it anyway, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess... I don't know, it's just, I kind of block it all out and just do it, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello! Hey Jared, I gotta say, as one tall guy to another, best bro hug I've had in a long time.
Hey.
Alright, so...
Takes one to know one.
Yeah, this guy who's arguably 6'5" or 6'6" is like, hey Jared, stand on your tiptoes, and then holds me down. Which is funny because at the last minute I heard him say tiptoes, and I was like, oh, we're all going up our tiptoes, and then he forced me back down. I'm like, all right, well, look, the insecurity's that bad, buddy. Whatever it takes.
Mine is. It was my mom's idea. Mom's idea, not mine. Alright, so the question, speaking of, is from my mother. You guys are familiar with her by now.
Don't you know it?
So the question
But
is...
you're tall, so it's cool.
The question is, do you have a bucket list item for your characters of Sam and Dean before the show comes to completion? You can answer for yourselves or each other.
answer for Dean regarding Sam. And it looks and sounds a lot like this.
Not so tall now, are you? Jared's bucket list for Sam, the itch was kind of scratched this year, but it wasn't completely eliminated. I wanted to have facial hair, which I did for a little bit, but now you can tell I'm sort of baby's butt.
It all revolves around his hair. Whether body or head or whatever, it's just...
I have two, so full disclosure, we don't know what episode 300 is about, but I think because, well, I don't know why exactly I think this. I think it would be funny to do a sort of meta episode of the 300, for those who are familiar. It'd be fun to do some like Greco-Roman wrestling and Coliseum.
I mean, costume doing Roman Greco? Okay.
It's a costume. I always thought, we've joked about this a few times, and I actually do think this is one of the few shows that can pull it off because y'all guys are so supportive. It'd be fun to see sort of an episode about nothing. Like, when did the boys wash their clothes? When do they, you know, the closest we get is maybe the gas station scenes where we're filling up the Impala, but otherwise, all that goes into the Winchesters being who they are is kind of just taken for granted. And I want to say that sometime in 310 episodes, which would be the end of this season, 307 episodes, it'd be fun to see what happens behind the scenes.
I thought, I mentioned this in the meet and greet today. I think a fun episode would be the boys go to the track and Dean's racing the Impala against other, or just racing, anything. But I see like Dean with the headgear on and he's communicating with in the pits and Sam's in there like going, "Why are you on his tail?" And Dean's like, "'Cause Robin is racing!" And there's this whole thing, and then you got the spinning out in the infield, and you got the different personalities with the drivers. Dean probably punches a guy. I don't know. Champagne, hot chicks. Who doesn't want to see that? Okay, I'm alone on this one. Fine. Forget y'all.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for the pick, too. Cheers, man.
I'm Trudy, I'm here with my daughter Kelly, and we both of us think you guys look absolutely delicious. My question is, after all these years, what was each of your favorite episodes that you did?
That is a daunting question to answer. I have a handful, they change sometimes, but let's say this, if you were to ask me every month what my favorite 10 episodes were, they would change every month, but there would probably be 5 or 6 that were in every single iteration. I am a sucker for French Mistake. I'm a sucker for Yellow Fever. I'm a sucker for the pilot. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
The Jennifer Love Hewitt movie? Yeah.
Sacrifice. And then probably, maybe, we talked about this in my meet and greet earlier, but The Great Escapist, I was really proud of that episode. And then the others sort of change. I've always, as a fan of the show, I've always loved Death's Door, where Bobby dies. I hate it, but I cannot watch it without getting hit in the feels, you know? So I'm like, well, I read the script, I was part of the script, and I can watch the finished product and still have a legitimate reaction where I'm sort of like, huh, you know, like that's good TV, it sucks. We love Jim, and thank God we found an apocalypse world where he can come back. But that was just good television. It was just a good 42 minutes of storytelling. And as a fan of storytelling, I sort of say, you know, bravo. The other 3 or 4 days sort of rotate.
I don't have, it's hard for me to section up my experience on the show into episodes, and I know it'll be much easier for you guys because you see them a week apart, but for us, we just film nonstop. There's no breaks. It's not like we film an episode and then take a week off and then come back and film. It is just nonstop. So for me, the favorite episode is a hard question to answer. It would be more favorite moments. So what are what are your favorite scenes? What are your favorite moments that you've had over the course of 13 years? And that I can answer a lot easier. And those are, some of the really heartfelt moments between the brothers, where they really kind of poured out. Moments where Sam and Dean jumped through the glass window of the church, and that experience. Riding a mechanical bull for an extended period of time. The list goes on and on, but I will say that when it comes to those moments, my cup runneth over. I've had a lot of good times on the show.
My name is Risha.
Misha?
Risha with an R.
Misha with an R?
R, Q-R-S.
Risha?
Yes.
Risha?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Texas.
Where in Texas?
Houston.
Originally?
No.
Where are you from? Here, Denver.
It doesn't matter. What's your question?
In season 11, we found out that the market cane doesn't change you. It makes you more of who you are. What effect would it have had on Sam?
It would have made him even smarter.
Sam knows that mules are sterile.
That's a great question. I think Sam, I think we saw a bit of Mark of Cain, Sam, and Demon Blood Sam. I think that sort of amplified parts of him that he might not have. He was just hanging there. It's a mood switch. I think it probably would have.
Cliff, do we have that crane?
I'm stuck.
This is impressive, guys.
Everything, by the way, for those who couldn't hear the popping, everything just broke. All of it. I think the Mark of Cain would have had a similar effect as the Demon Blood had. Sort of it seems like it's sort of the intoxicating feeling of power, and sort of the love of power, or embracing sort of the anger and the fury.
Seriously, my knee's hurting. Like it just started like twitching.
You have too much cartilage, I think. Or wind it down.
Do those come off?
Yeah. Amazon Prime.
Looking for the 6'5" ones.
Thank you, Risha, for your question.
Thank you.
I'm certainly happy your name isn't Misha, because that would suck.
Funny thing is, Misha's name isn't Misha. He chose that.
Thanks, darling.
Hi.
So, unpopular topic, but if the story was ever going to end, and you guys got the last
Whoa, whoa!
I heard if.
I also heard end. Whoa, whoa!
So if you got the last couple of scripts and it just, in your gut, felt really inauthentic or wrong, do you think the writers would listen to you and because you know the characters so well and change it?
I think they would, but I also think that I think all of that would be sussed out before the scripts were really written. I think the ideas would come down the line. I think they would pull us into a meeting and kind of we'd all hash out how how the end of days would happen. So I think we would all be in agreement before scripts would really be published. At least I hope we would. I hope we would. So yeah, we have a pretty good relationship with those folks.
Yeah, I think we all, to echo Jensen, I think we all, the royal we, Ackles and I, and even Misha, not Risha, and Bob.
Although if Risha wants to weigh in, that's...
I think we all have spent too much of our lives and of our hearts and souls and emotions to just kind of see this show off in some sort of inglorious way. So I, like Jensen, I like to think it would be a bit collaborative. That being said, I am an actor. I don't want to write the show. I don't want to write the ending of the show. But I do, if it's...
You want to sign off on it.
Yeah.
We want to sign off on it. So, but if it's bad, it's not our fault. Just want to put that out there.
I would like a seat at the voting table. I don't want to rewrite it, but if it's something that just doesn't make sense, they open a cupcake shop or something. Like, guys, which is...
It would be a pie shop.
That's why
there it is. There's the ending.
That's why we should get a vote. Yeah, I'd like to think that we would be involved once we all knew. But hopefully this guy makes y'all guys happy. That's not even discussed right now, so... I think we have a lot more adventures of Sam and Dean to watch before... Hello.
Hi again.
Hi again.
I'm Stephanie. My friend and I, Wendy, my best friend, back in the audience. We think we might be going to hell, and we've looked for some reviews.
I'm pretty sure I have like a table of my own, maybe even a private room set up there.
It's like the chef's table.
Well, that's my question. I was wondering if you could give us hints on where to stay, any attractions, and is the VIP upgrade really worth the money?
Yeah, you're gonna want to avoid Bobby's area because it's kind of spooky. Don't walk down any of the hallways. Don't walk close to the walls because they'll reach out and grab you. If people like you are going to hell, I hope I see you there because you're.
We're driving a bus.
What's that? You'll drive a bus? Do they have buses in hell?
Like every half hour.
2 buses? Oh, a bus to hell. There's 2 buses in hell.
I do know that Wednesday nights are half off margarita pitchers. So it is something to look forward to.
Thank you.
Hey guys, for listening. I wanted to know, since everybody really enjoyed the Scooby Natural crossover, if you could do another crossover episode, what TV show would you like to cross over with?
Arrow!
Arrow!
Besides Arrow.
Arrow's too active. Simpsons Smallville.
MASH!
Gunsmoke!
Walking Dead!
I think we probably do best on Cheers. I think Cheers, I would legitimately like to see what sort of grievances Sam and Dean Winchester air to the bartender. You know, like, I want to see what kind of stuff they talk about. Hey buddy, what are you having? Beer, pint? Yep. Tell me about your day. Well, my brother died again.
Sorry, did you say again?
Yeah, and ever since I got back from hell, I mean, yeah, I hear ya. As he calls the police. We got a drunk at the bar. I think Cheers or Simpsons. Always want to be on Simpsons. And we can do it from wherever because it's animated again, so we can do it from here. We're recording in Denver. I saw Jared's hands. Out of the sea of black, I just saw fingers. Senor?
I think there's a few shows that actually do lend itself for a crossover. And then there are many that don't. I would have never thought, well, no, I think Scooby-Doo does lend itself. I mean, it's, you know, The Walking Dead's. Although, I feel like if we went on Fear the Walking Dead, they'd have to change it to Not Anymore. Anything that deals with things that the brothers have dealt with, I think would make obvious sense. I think it's a little more difficult to cross over into the superhero comic world because we're not superheroes; we're real heroes.
But now you got me thinking. She has me thinking. I also do think I'd love to see an episode of like Hell's Kitchen, where Dean grabs like 2-week-old Chinese
Junior Baking Championship.
Here's why, because Gordon Ramsay would come in and Dean would grab like 2-week-old noodle leftovers, start eating them. Ramsay would be like, "What kind of shit is that?" And Dean would just beat the crap out of him.
I'd slap him.
Your turn next, Gord. Or like say yes to the dress.
That would be a really short episode because this is how it would go.
No.
She would come out, and Dean would do this. Yes!
Get me out of here. Yeah, what do you want to see the Winchesters cross over to?
Baywatch.
I'm not taking my shirt off next to The Rock. No can do.
I would say Golden Girls.
Golden Girls.
Thank you for being a friend.
Awesome. Well, fingers crossed.
Heck yeah, man. I can just see Dean sitting on that couch next to Blanche. That's good stuff.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, you got me thinking.
Hi, my name's Erin. I
I was gonna bring you guys back to a character named Bella. I feel like she was kind of underrated. I wonder if the boys met her now, if they would try to help her more. I feel like they kind of threw her under the bus. And we didn't get a backstory with her really, so I wondered if they met her now, if that they would try
We'd probably tell her you're welcome for teaching her how to hunt zombies before she went to Walking Dead. Honestly, I think she threw the boys way under the bus. We let her off easy. Lauren's a great young lady. I think we're both thrilled for her success. We were just talking about her new movie with Mark Wahlberg recently. So good on her. She's a sweetheart. But if she came back, I think the boys would, they'd tune her up a little bit. So you know what, it cost us a lot of stuff. I mean, she stole the Colt, right? She stole the Impala.
A lot of people have done a lot of bad things.
Lottery tickets? Come on. Dean was not happy about that.
She shot me.
She was problematic.
She was a bit toxic.
She objectified Dean?
How dare she?
Yeah, how dare she? This is 2018, all right? Enough of that.
Everyone's baby in the corner. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, love you.
I'll be back.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and this is my first time being here, and I've recently been binging on Supernatural to catch up to my sister who's been watching it forever. This is her question. If there was a second generation, how would it come about?
Of what?
Of Supernatural.
The family.
Well, we're raising them now. But your guess is as good as mine. I mean, kids these days, right?
I mean,
What's that?
You already got us in trouble, so I'm about to get myself in trouble again. I still want to see the Wayward Sisters. A boy can dream. Make sure you remember to purge after you binge.
Okay.
But welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Okay, it was loud out there. This is Mariana, SBN family.
I don't know. She's got a couple of IDs here. That's, well, that's in case you're looking at it like this.
Awesome. So you are our last question, which means you get to come up here and see what we see. What?
It's your birthday.
Happy birthday! stage.
What is your question?
So I was going to ask, how did it feel when you fell in love with Jen?
It was a sunny day.
It felt wrong. I felt wrong.
It felt wrong.
I felt like it wasn't the right thing for me to do.
I kept saying this is inappropriate.
He's my friend.
This is my friend.
I need to tell Jared.
Right. Yeah.
I'll give it a shot now too. I think when I fell in love, it was very similar to when people fall in love with whomever they fall in love with. It was sort of an understanding. It wasn't instant. It was over time. Really understanding that you care about somebody, they care about you, a certain amount of trust. And I hope we all get to experience that. And happy birthday.
I'm Jim Beaver from the TV show Supernatural, and be sure and check out the content on Wayward Fanboy.